Well, if you've been sitting on the sidelines while the real estate market crashed in 2022, you may not want to wait any longer because it's starting to look like real estate in my market of Surrey and the Fraser Valley has hit the bottom already and is even starting to go back up. And I'm going to prove that to you today by showing you the numbers in today's video. And because the most recent numbers are out from the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board, that makes this the Surrey Report. So, as we do every month, here is my amazing team with the latest housing numbers for the entire City of Surrey.
For detached sales for February 2023, we had 132 sales, which is a decrease of 61% over February of 2022. We have a benchmark price of $1,503,200, and interestingly, 0.7% increase month over month and an 18.7% decrease year over year.
Looking at our townhouse market, we had a total of 140 sales in the month of February. That is down 47.4% from the 266 sales in the same period last year. Our benchmark price is $803,100. That is actually up 1% month over month, but still down 16.3% year over year.
And in condos, benchmark price is around $522,000. Now that's a 9% decrease year over year, but it is a 1.4% increase month over month.
There you are. The year over year decreases are obvious, but month over month, every single asset class is now on the rise. And in just a second, I'm going to go over the Surrey numbers for single family homes, townhouses, and condos. So you have more information available to determine if you think the market has hit bottom. But of course, I couldn't do that without first asking you to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on Surrey Real Estate. And also please go ahead and click the like button to help me get this video out to more viewers just like you as I try and grow this channel to our goal of 10,000 subscribers. And I wanted to remind you, if you yourself are looking to move to the City of Surrey or are looking to sell a property, you can always book a call with me right now using the link in the description below this video. And with that out of the way, let's dive into the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board statistics package that was just released. And just so you're aware, this is completely public information. You can go to the Real Estate Board of the Fraser Valley's website and see this information for yourself and look at properties all the way from North Delta all the way out to Mission in each asset class. Again, this is published around the second or third of every single month. Obviously, these stats we're talking about are for the month of February, now that we are into March. And because this is a Surrey-based real estate channel, obviously we end up talking about the whole market quite a bit. But I really want to focus here today on the City of Surrey. So the stats that you just saw from the team are these stats here. This is the City of Surrey combined, the actual city proper itself. Now, when you look at the South Surrey White Rock stats, the problem is they include White Rock. These City of Surrey combined stats take out White Rock, just so you know. So they are the most accurate for the entire city. And as you saw, well, yeah, prices are up. It's kind of crazy. So I want to give you a little bit of perspective exactly what we're seeing here. So a year ago, it's nuts to me to think that the benchmark price for detached homes was almost 1.85 million. And today that is 1.5 or so with a little bit of change on top of that. So that represents an 18% decrease in benchmark pricing. But look at this. We are now up. Now it's only $10,000, so don't go crazy thinking the market is back and we're going to see an 18% increase this year. But we are now back with an increase of $10,000 in just a single month. Now, I do focus on benchmark pricing for a reason, because it's a much more stable pricing when average price is just a calculation. And you're going to see that obviously in February of last year, a lot more of the higher end homes were selling. So average price was actually a little bit higher. So you're going to see a detached benchmark price of minus 23.6%. as the total average price, which we do not report on regularly on the Surrey Report. However, if you're going to be that guy or girl that likes to talk about average pricing, you have to then acknowledge that, well, the market is up even higher than us real estate agents would like it to be sometimes. So you're at that point seeing something like a $35,000 or $36,000 increase from month to month. But here is the real story in detail. Well, this is the real story across the entire market. In January, just this last January, only 82 sales across the city of Surrey. Last year in February, that was 341 sales. And now this month, 132. So this number of 341, crazy, absolutely high, record number of sales ever. So probably not something we should be comparing to, but this number of 82 is extremely low, something like close to the 40-year, or definitely below the 40-year average and close to one of the lowest years ever. But now we're up in a spring market, sort of emerging early here, up to 132 detached sales. So you're seeing a 61% increase month over month in the number of sales, and then also a 61% decrease year over year. Let's move on to townhouses here really quickly. You're going to see some very, very similar numbers, obviously not in price, but similar numbers otherwise. The townhouse price, as we reported, was $803. That was $959. And I want to give you a little bit of context here. I'm just thinking of a particular townhouse I sold in Cloverdale at about March last year, sold for $1,050,000. And the same one, same complex, exactly comparable unit, just sold this last month for $829. So you're seeing like a 20% decrease in that type of product. Year over year, it's reporting at 16.3, and month over month, we are now up almost 1%. So you're seeing an $8,000 or $9,000 increase, again, showing that we may have hit bottom. And then again, the average increase in price is actually higher than the benchmark pricing. But last month, again, we only had 93 sales. A year ago, 266 sales. So you're seeing a 47% drop to our 140, which was just this last month, but a 50% increase from last month. Showing to me, again, I think we're just getting into a regular type of spring market, returning back to normal, hopefully. And now over into condos, 147 sales, 267 last year, but only 87 condo sales just last month. Look at this. 45% decrease year over year, but a 69% increase since last month. Condos are doing the same thing. So 522 down from 574, 9% since last year. And then an increase of 1.4% on benchmark. But now the apartments are the only thing that is decreased in the average pricing month over month by about $6,000 or $7,000. Now, with that being said, I did notice a couple things. Let me zoom out here. A couple of notes I made that I wanted to look at. The Surrey Central. Now, this gets very confusing for people that are not from Surrey. Surrey Central stats for detached. This is not Surrey Center. This is not Old Wally. This is kind of the middle of Surrey. So it includes Panorama, Sullivan, the Newton areas. This is a really interesting thing that I noted there. The detached market there in median price, look at this, minus 26%. So these went from almost $2 million homes. They've dropped $500,000 in value. But this number right here is amazing to me. So they've dropped $500,000, but they were 1.3 as the median. This is again why I don't report on median, but the median price last month was 1.3. And then that increased $126,000 just last month. But this is why I like to focus on the benchmark pricing, because I find it to be a whole lot more stable and more true to the indication of what's going on in the marketplace. So last year, 1.767. 2 months ago, 1.411. And then just this month, up about $3,000. So a very small actual increase. And again, why we should not focus on these crazy swing numbers of median and average price. Another notable number, I'm going to scale down here to Cloverdale detached. Look at this wild swing in average pricing and median pricing for that fact. 28.1% decrease. So a $1.8 million home a year ago is now 1.3. according to this. I think these numbers are probably closer. Isn't it amazing how the benchmark price and the average price were so close last year, except they're $100,000 apart now. So that is a good indication. So minus 28%, 23% in benchmark. But if you're one of those people that likes to use average price, house prices in Cloverdale just went up $50,000 in February. And then to further illustrate my point, I'm going to switch over here into apartments in Cloverdale and look at the craziness that's going on. First of all, not a lot of sales. We only had 6 in January and February 14. But at the same time last year, we only had 19 sales that month because there was no new listings really coming to the market at that time, and they were all getting chewed up really, really quickly. So we're seeing obviously an increase of 133%, which is hilarious. But look at this number here, the median price. And again, this is why I don't like to use this, but let's focus on it for a little bit. The median price this last month was $542,000. That just last year was $560,000, so a decrease of 3.1%. But something happened in January where some of those 6 sales must have been really high price point condos, because in January that was $675,000. So if you're just going to go off of median pricing, the market kind of decreased in Cloverdale by 20% just last month. But realistically, what really happened? The benchmark pricing is showing that we're down 10% since last year. And I can tell you with my own personal investment condo, I believe that to be the case. But we did see prices rise ever so slightly just last month. And of course, this is now going to illustrate the entire board area, but I want to zoom out on this one because the charts the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board puts out are really, really good indicators, and you can kind of get a better idea of what's going on, or at least I can as a visual learner. So the house price index in both detached townhouses and condos both went up, and we're going to show you how that actually affects pricing. You're going to see that they've all turned around. They kind of saw this uptick. Isn't it amazing? I did a video on this like a year ago, how you can almost intersect this peak and it's almost perfect every single time for how fast prices go up and then how fast they come down after the frenzy. And then we're going to look at the average detached home price. Now, this is across the entire Fraser Valley, so it's a little bit different, but we're seeing that it dipped down to about 1.3 million, and now it's firmly over 1.4 again. So if you've been one of the people waiting on the sidelines, it looks like you may have very well just missed the bottom of the market. And I understand a lot of people don't want to agree with that, and that's fine. However, I would, if you, again, were sitting on the sideline, I would start thinking about, okay, is this now the time where I may want to start getting my ducks in a row? Because there's a very good argument that as long as we don't see crazy inflation come back and the Bank of Canada does not increase interest rates another 2 or 3%, that, well, prices may not get any better from here. I'm sure you'll let me know what you think down below in the comments. And remember that if you do think it is the right time for you to either get into the market because it's bottomed, or you think the market is going to crash further and you want to get out of any real estate, you can book a call with me right now using the link in the description below. Thank you so much for subscribing, clicking the like button, and we'll see you in a couple of days.